Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. What I do, what I do for you. Oh, I've been doing some studies, but I got something good for you today. We going into the halls of the shrine of Asar in the afterlife. My favorite place. Let's go. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in the story for life, even the afterlife. I give you lessons. You tune in and receive them. Excuse me. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking. Mission. And that's what I'm on. It's to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, and that's what I'm on, is to have all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, you're here because your goal is to know thyself. That's what I do for you. That's why I asked the question, do you know you? Answer is rhetorical. But if you don't have it for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. Let's go. A person who knows not, it knows not that they know not is foolish. A lot of them going around, but disregard them. A person who knows not, it knows that they know not. Simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know, spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. Why? I'm the spiritual alarm clock here too. Wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and as always, to my yacht, be true. See this picture here? You've probably seen it a few times. It looks like the judgment day, but this is what happens after you pass judgment. You enter into the hall of the shrine of Asar. Okay, let's talk about it. And that guy you see right there, that's Ani. This is about him. He's going to be judged. He's been judged. He passed judgment. Now he's going to meet Asar. Okay? Talk about it. Break it down for you. This should be fun. This is a good lesson. All right. So let's go. Right thing, let's talk about Asar. Remember, when you pass judgment, your first name is Asar Ani. That would be Asar Mark. Asar Ani enters in the inner shrine and becomes anointed. He lived a good life. He passed on in that life, been judged. Now he's going to the afterlife to be what? Anointed. Where? In the afterlife. What good is it there? That's the concept that they had. This life is temporal. They knew that, understood it well. But they knew that once this body is done, the spirit and the consciousness, again, heart, mind, coherence, if that's in order, they know, bye bye. Well, I'm going back to Asar. That's the concept. Let me break it down. I hope you get a better understanding. I'm going to talk about it for you. Now, when this great wisdom of the unity between Asar and Aset, Asar, spirit, Aset, wisdom, intuitive knowledge, when that is promoted to its highest, it brings forth, them two come together, having an intercourse, what they bring forth. That's called having a spiritual orgasm. Pay attention, this is my favorite part. That the blossoming of wisdom, into intuitional realization of oneself as opposed to ignorance and the egoistic search for what? Pleasures of the world in time and space, meaning flesh, which culminates in what? In ejaculation, when you get with another mate, supposed to be female, and y'all have intercourse, You ejaculate physically, and that's just yeah. Y'all live for that in the physical way. Wow, that's the highest level of experience you can have in the physical form. That's why it's all about this. And I tried to tell you before about having a mental orgasm. This is going to break it down for you. This is I'm trying to explain to you. And I told you before, watch what they tell you. I put it in my words. I'm going to read it for you their way, and they explain it the same way. Watch this. And when that accumulates, the physical accumulates in what? In ejaculation into a world of time and space. So when two people get together, you ejaculate, you're going to bring what? More generation. What? Pregnancy. That's what you. Sex is the purpose for regeneration. But we done took it to just. That's the fall of man. Another lesson. But right now, let's talk about this quick. Now, when wisdom brings forth an orgasm, what the hell? Yeah, mentally, there is an anointing. There you go. From here that occurs and an intellectual glow that illumines and brings contentment to one's mind. If this is on point and this is connected, you have a mental orgasm. I'm blissed out. That's what being blessed means. I'm content. I'm comfortable. I'm at peace within myself. I don't need somebody to generate that for me. We all human think that, and that's possible in the human form, but in the spiritual form, you don't need that. You need this and this. Excuse me. I did the lesson about you ever had a spiritual orgasm? What the hell are you talking about? This is what I was talking about. No, if you look back at the Per Im Haru, and you check it again, and you will see where Asar Ani, the person for whom this particular text is written, before entering into the shrine, it shows you he's held by Haru. Asar's who? Son. When you pass judgment, he takes you into the shrine to his father. Sound familiar? But I just still didn't know. This is your own concept. Really? Moving on. Watch this. Watch this. And you see as he go in, okay, look at the hair color. He walks in, he had black hair, right? Pay attention. See, the eyes can see, and they wrote pictures so you can see more. Eyes, pictures say more than 1,000 words. So this is the picture they're trying to show you. He's getting led in to the shrine by who? Asar, son, Haru. Who, watch this, where we at? Enter the shrine. You display the hair coming in into the presence of Asar, who is seated in his shrine. He becomes now anointed in his presence. His anointment is depicted as his hair that turns all shiny and white. Why? Due to the dropping down of the erguent cone. That's a lubrication. I had to go look that word up to know what it was. It's an ointment. Okay, lubrication, cream, whatever, but that's what they had, and they understood it. That's what it meant. So all that dunk them in the water and trying to drown them, that ain't nothing. The little ointment is best. This is good. A little sprinkle of water, a little oil. Okay, I'm glad they do the oil thing. I ain't trying to be dunked every time you talk about the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. I ain't doing that. But that's a ritual that y'all practice. Moving on. But that's where it comes from, right here. That urgent cone that has been what? Inverted. So, and placed on his head, and it symbolizes. Remember, everything is symbolical. Everything is symbology. You need to be able to understand and recognize the signs. I'm trying to get a lesson for that coming up. I did it a few times, but we still ain't probably getting it. But they just have fun flashing stuff in our face. Okay? So to them, they're not lying. All right? Where we at? The cone drops, symbolizing what? The cone symbolizing the divine ointment, the divine adjointing of what? Dropping down of the nectaring, the subtle life force energy that occurs when the individual, your soul, has been communed with the highest soul. Meditation, prayer, righteous living, constant study will get you at that level. At whatever you don't make a difference. It's all the same that you have to put in to get there. Whatever they call it, how they present it, don't make a difference. You still got to put the work in. That's what we are. To connect with the universal soul, it's personal. Can nobody do it for you? Okay, earn your own salvation. Put your work in. And see, the gang members got that concept right. Or to be one of us. Prove you one of us. Put some work in. And if that's what you do, that's what you got to do. If not, don't do that. Why? If that ain't what you want to do, don't put yourself in that predicament. If you don't want to kill nobody, don't go to the army. Why? That's what they do. Well, I just want to the benefit. No, no. They called the war. When they put that button, you got to go and do what you went there to do. Kill or be killed. Moving on. It's a decision that we all make in life. So understand this. He made his, lived a good one. Now he going to his afterlife. Because what? He passed judgment. He's rewarded with an afterlife. That's the concept. Heaven, hell, same thing. But watch this. In level C, you see Asar sitting on his throne with his goddesses, Aset and Nephthep. Never see a king without two queens. When I was on the streets, that's how you proved a player. When I give parties, I call them players ball. You couldn't come if you didn't have two females with you. Well, why gotta bring two? Just in case I want one. Be a good host. All right? Be a good guest. Bring something for the host. But that's just old school, okay? Nothing crazy, but just how it was. All right. And the idea is a king has choices. Moving on, that's another lesson. But you see, he's on his throne. When you come to him, if you reach to him, he already know why you're here. Okay, let's get to this thing. So there were the same mysteries. What's this? These were the same mysteries that were performed. Again, there's a mystery to the outsiders. It's like being a Mason. Everybody know what Mason, but they don't know what we do unless you become one. I'm one, so I know the secret. So it's not a mystery to me. But this knowledge is not a mystery to me either. Or it ain't even forbidden. Forbidden just means hidden. They didn't forbid it. They just hid it in plain sight. Well, y'all know they know you wouldn't even pay attention. That's sneaky. All right, moving on. So there were mysteries. These were the same mysteries. Watch this. They were performed or were adopted by the Greeks, mystery system of the Dionysus, and also in some mystery systems that were performed later on by, you ready? Non-Christian, Gnostics, and Gnostic Christian practitioners. So everybody practiced that concept. However, many, watch this, here we go, pay attention. Many of them have become degenerated. Why? By man. The principle in degenerated is how man uses it degenerates the concept. And people use those sexual mysteries, calling them Tantraism. Remember I told you about the 5 steps of yoga? The Tantra is the sexual explicit one where it's different sexual poses, the Kama Sutras, different concepts. Some people use that to what? Just gain sexual pleasures. Simple. That's human. That ain't not spiritual about that. As a teacher, I don't need to be touching you, feeling you. I don't need to be physical with none of my students at all. So I don't need to do none of that. So that's why I don't practice the Tantraism. He just showed it right there. I'm with that. I don't need that. As they use that as an excuse for their perverted purposes and engage in sexual intercourse. If you have a pastor and you go to him with marital problems, whatever it is, and he ain't the pastor. He's a lech, okay? He's a creep. He's a pervert. Why? He's using his power of helping to use it for his own personal gains. There's a lot of that going on. So women, y'all got to be smarter than that. Come on, really? Oh, he's a man of God, but he made good love. Really? Really? The only person who should know that is his wife. So that ain't nothing to do with religion or teachers, none of that. That's personal. That's the human side. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. I'm over my human nature, that lower nature. All I want to do, no, I ain't got time for that. I want to teach, help somebody else be better. That's what teachers are about. Moving on, that's the concept. I see the clock. Let me get this thing out the way. Now, where we at? However, where we at? Where we at? Down here. Okay. And they use these orgasmic rituals for what? For enhancing more sexual pleasures And that is the difference in the kind of pursuit that I'm teaching. I don't practice that. I don't institute that. It ain't my thing. If it's yours, knock yourself out. But it ain't got nothing to do with acquiring self-knowledge. That's pleasure. Nothing to do with me. Moving on. I will explain further so that you will not have any misconceptions, okay, about this concept. When this kind of anointing, again, anointing occurs where there is a special what secretion that happens in your astral plane, the cerebral spinal fluid, that juice, that fluid, the life-giving force. We know it's sperm, but before it becomes that, it's just spirit, it's just energy, and it permeates through the body. Watch this. And from the subtle spine, the lower spine, they call it the JED, the DJED. That's called the pillar. I'm gonna tell you about that after we get here. I'm taking to that too. Now, whenever you see that column, that's the JED pillar. That represents Asar's backbone, aka spinal column, but they use the last four to what? Raise consciousness. The first three is your lower level. As Master Masons, you don't really know yourself as a Master Mason. You just got some understanding about a few things. You don't know thyself. And 4 other degrees get to the 7. Some information there that will get you closer to knowledge of having yourself. They call them Rosicrucians. I love red. That's called the Red House. And yeah, you will shed blood. We used to scare the hell out of guys. What? Yeah, what did he call the Red House? Don't worry about it. It's okay. You'll be fine. Moving on. Again, if you can let somebody scare you and deter you from what you claim as your goal, you're a punk. Simple. Moving on. That's why we do that. We can a punk really just rail out right quick. You give him opportunity, he gonna bail out. Moving on. The Jet Pillar of Asar. And that kind of watch this. The kind of ejaculation is the same as what we were talking about. How when the 7th psychospatial consciousness energy centers and the serpent power is pierced, allowing a showering of what this divine life force to take place within oneself. And of course, it is, watch this, it is beyond, this is what I try to get you to understand. This orgasm within yourself, it is beyond comparison to what? The worldly physical sexual orgasm. Don't come close. What you mean? This would be a comparison like an explosion of a dynamite bomb. Boom, explosion, right? Compare that to a nuclear bomb. Okay, that's the difference. What? Trust me. Trust me. And they're gonna tell you some more. I'm trying to get you there. I'm working there. Now, as a spirit, your spirit is what? Limitless. So the orgasm of the soul and spirit can be what? Limitless. And as spirit has no regulation, it can be more powerful than any body part could ever endure. Remember they said, when God unveils himself to you, you can handle it, you just disintegrate. That's the concept where it comes from. Okay, that experience can only be handled here. The physical body couldn't handle it. You couldn't handle a few seconds of orgasm. You're looking for it, do it again. No, the body got to regenerate. They got to charge up again. Why? You just took all your energy. Come on, fellas. Another lesson. Stop. Get out of there. But that thing down there generates energy. And the more you give it away, you're giving life away. Moving on. So when this occurs in the plane of what? The soul and not the physical body is internal. It can handle it. Remember, the mind is unlimited, the spirit is unlimited. So when they get together, you have nothing but unlimited bliss, pleasure, whatever you want. It's unlimited with the mind and the conscious and the heart, from the spirit and the soul, heart, mind, coherence. When they get together, that's the orgasm that you can just walk around with. Yeah, feeling good about myself. Why? I know who I am. That you should feel good about something. Oh, sunshine. I'm giving a damn about sunshine. I feel good about me. That's the difference. Moving on. So this occurs in the plane of the soul, again, eternal. Moving on, the objective is what? In the principle of Asar is to discover yourself as what? A soul, not a physical being. We are spiritual beings. And when you reach that level, you become divine. Why? You know you and God have become one. That's divinity. You are part of it. Sorry. And that means discovering, you ready? Motionlessness. Why? Asar dies in the physical world. So you got to practice what he went through. And that you have a consciousness which is beyond movement of the physical body. We get into the astral plane, the next level. This is what Asar is preparing you for the afterlife. He went through it, so you got to follow on. And he goes beyond the movement of the mind. The thoughts and desires of the mind, that means what? Mummy. The posture, you always see him mummified. He don't do nothing. One of the main postures of the God Asar, and that's why I practice, okay? In the practice of meditation, when I do it, discipline, wherein you stop all movement. Remember when I said, when Haru got killed? She stopped everything. That's the concept. Within your world, if you control your world, you can stop it, start it, control it, any manipulate it any way you want. It's you. You control that. That's what they're trying to get you to understand. And what's this? When you stop all movements, the motionlessness of what? The mummy, that means that you are swattered. You are wrapped by mummy swatterings. Swattering in this context represents that which what? Binds you. Specifically to what? Your set. That means your satanian qualities. And binding, which is what? The binding that goes over one's mouth. That's why they have an open of the mouth ceremony. But this is what tells you. And this is why Asar, why he's in the form of the mummy, is what? Motionless. That means that far as physical life goes, he is immobilized because the ego took him out. He got no say-so in the matter. He been duped. He been had. Okay? He been took, bamboozled, killed. He cannot move or speak, but he can think. Ding, 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 ding. That means the conscience goes on. That's the indicator right there. That's the indicator. The conscious is what you want to connect with your heart. I can explain that to you, and it tells you right there. And that is what? Until your Sahu set is what? Resurrection. Excuse me. Sahu set is, removed. Means you have to conquer him even in the next life. And then now what? He can speak again. And in his context, speaking is what? Expanding his consciousness. Essentially, a resurrection of consciousness. Christ consciousness, God consciousness. It means you know thyself. When the Sahu set is in control, here you go, ego. The deeper essence of your personality, the soul cannot express itself. Why? Because the ego is in control. That I, me, ain't gonna let the high level come in. Why? Man, I'm having fun. I ain't trying to do that. I'm just doing me. You know them kind of people? Set. Sahu set. Okay. And as physical beings, we are what? Limited and ego bound. Unless, like Set. Give me like Set. Where we at down here? Okay. How his mouth, okay? The mouth of Asar and all who are what? Like him, all of us unfettered. This is done by studying of what? The philosophy, my girl, of Maya, or right thinker philosophy for my right thinkers. And this is cleansing the mind and the body. How? By living less egoistically. Be a better person, doing, helping somebody other than yourself, and doing things like a selfish service, giving, helping, without looking for something in return with that devilish mentality. You living less egoistically and more ethical and morally. People laugh because I'm just an ethic moral dude. Why? Why wouldn't I be? When I was the other guy, so moving on. But watch this. And by necessity, instead of being by feelings, leading by feelings and your emotions and your desires, that's living on the lower nature. Next, from a ritual point of view, offering the libations, burning of incense, chanting the what? The divine name, as well as practicing the mummy posture and attaining what? That state of du hat. Remember that Asar is also duhat, meaning still of heart. What did God tell you? Still yourself. Stop. And what? Know that I am God. And I am with you. On that note, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna pick up from the next lesson. I got some more stuff for you. But right now, right thing is this is still hopefully getting good. I'm enjoying the lesson, but I'm gonna cut it short. And in closing, may you all live to be 100 and me 100 minus the day. So I never know that right thing is like you passed away, but I will be right back with some more knowledge for you.